that have gone final. Iowa State beats Cincinnati 76-56 in the Big 12 Championship second round. Richmond beats Davidson 65-69 in the ACC. Davidson wins 69-65 over Richmond in the ACC Atlantic 10 Championship. Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech wins 66-60 in the ACC second round. Charlotte beats Rice in the American Athletic Conference. In the SEC, Arkansas beats South Carolina 72-68. Southern loses to gambling in overtime in the SWAC quarterfinals 65-62. And the Mountain West Championship first round 66-61. San Jose State over Wyoming. In the Atlantic 10 first round, Fordham beats Rhode Island 88-71. And North Carolina beats Notre Dame in the ACC tournament second round 76-56. And Colorado, number 16 seed, comes up with the win over TCU last night by 2. And they come up with a win over West Virginia 67-60. They move on. Northwestern and Minnesota play. Northwestern 72-56. The Colorado game was in the Big 12 Championship second round. Northwestern game was in the Big 10 for tournament first round. Texas beats Vanderbilt in the SEC first round. Butler beats Providence in the Big East first round 75-69. Games going on tonight. Kansas State will play Baylor at 6 o'clock Central. Air Force will play UNLV 6 o'clock. Navy in the Mountain West Championship first round. In the Patriot League final, American will play Navy. In the SEC Championship first round, Mississippi State will play LSU 6 o'clock. In the Cal-Stanford game, Stanford will play Cal at 6 o'clock ESPN 2 in the ACC tournament. Copeland and SC State MAC quarterfinals. Florida A&M, Jackson State in the SWAC tournament quarterfinals. Big East first round, Rutgers and USC 7:30. The Copeland State, SC State, same 7. Florida A&M, Jackson State 7:30. Quarterfinals, FIU 8 o'clock. Utah Tech versus Utah Valley, WAC quarterfinals. Santa Barbara, Baxfield, Big West Championship first round. Seton Hall, Villanova, Big East Championship round 8 o'clock. Georgia, Oklahoma, SEC tournament first round. ACC tournament second round, SMU, Syracuse, 8:30 ESPNU. North Colorado and Montana, Big Sky Championship final 10:30. UT Arlington and Grand Canyon 10:30. And that's the WAC tournament finals in the Big Sky was North Carolina, Montana. And the Big West Championship first round, UC Paula and UC Davis 10. The Big 12 Championship final. In the Big 12 Championship second round. Hi Greg, how you doing?
I'm good, Sam. How are you?
Good. Well, I've got some questions about the Kansas Jayhawks and why you started rooting for them. So obviously you root for the Jayhawks.
I do.
When did you start rooting for them and what age?
So I don't remember exactly when I started rooting for the Jayhawks. So I have I come from a long line of Jayhawks, as they say. So my grandparents on my mom's side, they both went to KU, and they met at KU. And then my parents both went to KU, and they met at KU. And so I grew up with everybody in my family being a big Jayhawk fan.
Did you know, like, when you were 18, that's where you were going to go?
So I thought about 3 different colleges. I thought about going to KU. I thought about going to University of Illinois, and I thought about going to a school called Washington in St. Louis.
My sister went there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So, I went and
For law school.
Okay, cool. So I went and toured all 3 of them, and KU just felt like home. I had a familiarity with the campus. I had a familiarity just with the university community in general, and so it was. I entertained some other schools, but I had my sights set on being.
Who's better right now, Missouri or Kansas?
I would say Missouri is better.
For the first year in probably 20 years.
For the first time in a while. But I don't think the gap between Missouri and Kansas this year is as big as you think it is.
You don't?
No. I think Missouri is clearly better, but I think it's closer than you think.
Who is your favorite player of all time at Kansas?
So that is a really difficult question because I've been a Kansas fan my entire life, and we've had a lot of really good players come through. We've had a lot of very entertaining players come through. So when I was at KU, we won the national championship in basketball, and so I am going to pick a player from that
2008?
team. 2008. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pick a player from that team, and the player that I'm going to pick is the guy who I think was the best player on that team, and that is Brandon Rush. He was a wing player, so he kind of did it all. He could play on ball. He was a great shooter. He could play off ball.
Surprised you did not like Kurt Heinrich?
I did like Kirk Heinrich, but I wasn't on campus then. It's different when you're on campus, and I had a class with Brandon Rush. We took Introduction to Jazz together. We both had to take an elective, and that one sounded interesting. So I had a class with Brandon. I lived downtown my junior year, the year that we won it all. So I would see him. I think he lived in the same neighborhood that I did, so I would see him out and about. I would see him on Mass Street. And so I just have a connection to the players on that team because I had them in class and I saw them around, and that was pretty cool.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me. Clarification on why Brandon Rush is your favorite player, because he was just in your class, or just because you knew him, or what?
Yeah, and I liked watching him play. Like I said, he was kind of a do-it-all kind of player. He had size. He was a good defender. He was a good shooter. He could play on ball. He could play off ball. He was a pretty decent passer. He was able to do a lot of things. He was a very versatile player, and it was cool getting to see his entire skill set.
Mario Chalmers?
I do like Mario Chalmers. I like Mario Chalmers a lot. He hit the shot, and you can't beat that shot. But I felt like Brandon Rush was a little bit better player than Mario was, and I didn't have a class with Mario.
All right, thanks for joining me.
Yep.
How old do you think Weseloh should retire?
That's a good question.
Do you know how old he is right now?
I don't, but I can guess. 70.
Why do you think he won't leave for the NBA?
So I don't think he will leave for the NBA because I think he has passed that point in his career. I don't think, he's had some health issues the past few years, and I don't know that he's looking to necessarily relearn an entire different league. The players in the NBA are a lot older. They have a lot more latitude to kind of
Oklahoma's
direct things. I think